subject essays. Before I taught you the English subject, now we are going to also teach and we are going to also learn the essays also, and we are kept with our first unit, first lesson, using a globe and a map. Everyone knows we are living on the planet and our planet name is Earth. Our planet name is Earth. So here the using a globe and the map to know more information about our Earth or to know more information about our planet, there are some globes and map. With the help of the globe and map, we can get the many information about the Earth. So how to use the globe, what is globe and what is map, we see in the first lesson, using a globe and maps. How many kinds of maps are there and how to use it, we'll see in this first lesson. So see, in the many way we can use the map to show the rivers, to show the continent and to show the mountains. There are many some things are there which we can show in the maps, right? To get the more information about the specific country, to know the more information about the specific area, their physical area, we use for that map. So here, as the earth is very big, we can see only a very small part of it at a time. We have many aids such as a globe and different kinds of map that enable us to learn about our planet Earth and the location of various continents and oceans. That means the earth is very big. It is very big if you see from the upper sky. If you see it from the up, then it looks very small like a ball and with its blue color, but it's very big. But in the map we just show, we can just see it in very small picture. So here the earth is very big, we can see it a small part at a time. We cannot see the whole earth at a time. For in the globe and on the map we just see the same and small thing of the earth. We cannot see the whole earth at a time. So such as a globe and different kinds of map that enable to us learn about our planet Earth and the location of various continent and ocean. That means the map and globe did just give us the small information. It do not give us the accurate information of the continent, of the location and of the ocean. So let's see what is globe. What is globe? A globe is a small spherical representation or model of the earth. So you can see it in the picture. This is globe. The circular 3D, the spherical representation of model of earth. This is the globe. It looks like in a 3D. It looks like a ball. So this is globe. But globe is a small spherical representation of earth. It represents the earth, but it's very small. We cannot identify the each and everything of the earth on the globe because this is the small, right? A globe is a small spherical representation or model of earth. It shows how the earth is tilted and how it speeds and imaginary lines known as an axis. Now see how the earth is bended in the globe. This globe is there and how the earth is described here and how the earth is bended, that all things, all the information we can get on it, and how the earth is spins and how it's rotate, that also the imaginary lines are there on the globe. So imagine if you see, if you observe this globe, you can see the some imaginary lines are there. That lines known as the axis. This line are known as the axis. That is not accurate. This is not a confirmed line, but as imaginary, that lines are given on the globe, and that lines are as is called axis line. So basically, the globe is small spherical representation model of Earth. It is a model of Earth. Earth is very big, but on the globe we just see a small part of it. It also shows the location of various continents and ocean. On the globe you can also see the ocean and continent. There are 7 continents and some oceans, important oceans are there. So you can see that oceans and continent on the globe, right? Earth you can see, the 7 continents you can see, and the oceans also you can see on the earth, on the globe. As it is three-dimensional in some way, it is the best and the most correct representation of the earth. So in comparison to map, the globe is very important and very beneficially for us. That means this is the small, but this is the three-dimensional. That means this is in the 3D. This is the three-dimensional, and it is the best and correct representation of Earth. That means globe represent the Earth very nicely. It represents the model of the earth, the picture of the earth, and the definition of the earth, and the information of the earth very nicely. That is why the globe is very best and important thing to get the information of the earth. So globe is small, spherical, and representation model of the earth. So globe is very important to get the information of the various continent and various oceans. Right? Now see the map. What is map? Map to show earth on the flat on plain area. Now in the globe, this globe is the 3D. It is spherical. It can rotate. But the map, it is the flat like a paper. It is flat like this book. The map show the earth on a flat and plain surface. It is not 3D. It is like a paper. It is, and on the map the earth is showing on a flat surface, on the plain surface. However, to show a three-dimensional earth on the flat surface, map makers make some changes on the map. Many maps shows the areas near the pole stretch on width-wise as well as the height-wise. Now some changes are there, different map makers are there, and they have made some changes in the map to show the north white lines. They stretch the north line whites. I will show you. If this is map, so they have shown some lines like this, and it is little bit small or sometimes it is little bit big. So according to the map maker, they have, according to their imagination, they drawn this width wise and height wise and weight wise lines there. So you will see the Greenland is as big as North America on the map. Some many maps makers show the areas near the pole stretch out width wise as well as height wise. So you will see the Greenland is as big as North America on the map but smaller on the globe. That means the Greenland on the map is very big. The Greenland is, this is Greenland, so it is very big, like the America on the map. This is in America. That means the Greenland and America, these both are the same. The map maker drawn the lines in very big space. So the Greenland and America, these both are looking the same in the map. But if you see this Greenland on the globe, so it is small. It is small. Thus the maps are not accurate as a globe. That means the globe is very important. It is very little bit accurate, but map is not accurate in comparison to globe. So this Greenland in the map, this Greenland is as big as the America, and if you see in the globe this Greenland, so it is in the small space. This Greenland is just in a small space. So this map is not as accurate as globe. That means the globe is very important than maps. Thus, the map are not as accurate as a globe. On both a globe and map, we have a lines called latitudes and the longitudes. If you see in the globe and maps, in both now see, this is globe and this is map. So here also you can see the lines. Here also you can see some lines. So these lines are called latitude and longitudes. On the both globe and map, we can have a lines called latitude and longitude. In the globes also you can see the lines, and on the map also you can see the lines, and that lines are called latitude and longitude. Here we just got the most important information that globe is most important than map, because map is not accurate. Some places on the map is drawn very big, which we can see on the globe the same place is small. That's why the globe is more important than map. Now here see, you can see one map is there and some lines are also there. If you see in your textbook, you will get the lines. You can see the line, that lines are called latitude and longitude. So this is the world map. This is the world map. This world, this all the continents and oceans. This is world map. All the continents, 7 continents and oceans are there in that map, and that all shown on the flat place, because we have seen in the map all the places are shown on the flat or plain surface. Flat and plain surface. So here also this is the map, world map, and this all the continent and ocean are shown here in the flat and plain places. So Africa, Asia continent is there, Europe, Africa, Antarctica, North America, South America. These all the continents are there, and some important oceans are also there in this map. But this all things, ocean and continents, these both are shown on the flat and plain surface. Pacific oceans are there, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Southern Ocean, and Pacific oceans are there. These are the important ocean, and the 7 continents are there in this map, and this all shown on the flat spaces. And if you see the same on the globe, then you can see it on the sphere and small and the sphere. So let's see this on both a globe and map, we have lines called latitude and longitude. These are not a real line but imaginary lines drawn on the surface on the earth. That means some lines are there on the globe and on the map. These are not a confirmed line, these are the imaginary line. These on the both globe and map, we can see the lines which called longitude and latitude, but these are not confirmed accurate line. These are the imaginary line, right, which help us to locate the places, and these lines help us to locate the places, to identify the particular places, but these are the imaginary lines. Now let's see, if you study a map, you will see an arrow with a letter N for north marked at the arrowhead. It shows which direction is north, so you can then find the another directions. East, west, north and south are the 4 important cardinal directions. A map will also have a title to say what kind of map it is. So if you see this map, this India map I just showed for you, I just drawn here on the board for you. So you can see one arrow is there and which shows the end. that means this upper side is north, this upper side is north. And the title is also there which kind of map it is, whether it is the mountains map, whether it is the rivers map, whether it is the forest map, or whether it is the country map. The title also is given there. Titles also there for the map, what kind of map it is. That means see, in this world map you can see the title is there and the upper side, continent and ocean. So you can get this map is for the continent and ocean map. So in each and every map, whether it is whatever its type, the every title is there on the map, and one arrow is there. One arrow is also there to show us the direction. Title here. Title here, one arrow is there, so you can find out the upper side is the north side. So we can get the other three sides like south, east and west. So you can get this four important direction on the clue of this arrow, right? And this all four east, west, north and south are the four important cardinal direction. And each and every map, the direction is very important, that which place is coming in which direction. That's why one arrow and A is there for the north side, to show the north side. So we can, with the help of this north side, we can identify which one is the west side and which one is the east side and which one is the south side. And these all four important sides directions are called cardinal directions. Now physical or relief map shows us, an atlas is a book that has different kinds of map. If the books are there, the one small books are there, and in that book the various kinds of maps are there. So that book is called atlas. That means in the atlas you can see the different kinds of map. So that book is called atlas. Physical or relief map shows the features and the landforms such as river, mountains and the desert. If you see, there are three types of map: thematic map, relief map and political map. First we'll see the relief map, what we can show in the relief map. That means in the relief map we can show the various features of landforms, landform like mountain, rivers and the desert. These maps are usually colored in the various shades of green, yellow, brown, blue to depict the different features. That means different colors are for the shading. Different colors for shading are using in the map to show the highlight area, to show the specific area. That means for the mountains, if in the map there we have to show the mountains, for mountain there are different area, and if we have to show the river, then it has a different color, different shade. For mountain, different shade, and for desert, different shade. That means if we have to highlight, we have to show the features of the river, mountain or the desert. The map makers use the different color shading for the particular or to highlight the particular space. These maps are usually colored in various shades of green, yellow, blue, brown to depict the different features. One commonly used system of color is given below. The index will give the height above sea level of the different feature on the map. Now see, I just rub this all now, and one index is there, one bracket is there for you to identify the specific thing with its color. If the yellow color is there, if the brown color is there, so what the things is there. To indicating the particular feature, to indicating the particular place, the colors are there. That means on the map, features and color. Features and colors. Now on the map we have to show the plain area. Plain sea level. Then for that the map maker has used green color. That means on the map if green color is there, that means it means the green color is indicating the plain areas. Now the Pluto. Light brown. That means this light brown color is indicating the Plutos. Now the hills. For hills, which color is there? Brown color. Here the brown, light brown is for Pluto, and for the hills brown color is there. Right, that means the brown color is showing the hills on the map. Now for the mountains. Now for the mountains, dark brown color. Dark brown color is indicating the mountains. Now very high mountain. High mountain. For high mountains, purple or white. Purple or white color. Right? Now the desert, light yellow. If we have to show the desert on the map, then map maker have used light yellow color to highlight the desert. So for desert, light yellow color. And if we have to show the water level, if we have to show some river, water bodies, and for water bodies to show the water on the map, blue color, sometimes light blue color. Now see, to point out the different features, some colors are there in this bracket. If some maps are there, this is the map, and in this map we have to show the plain area. So for plain area we see in the green color, and if we have to see the Plutos, that for light brown color. If we have to see the hills, for hills brown color is there. That means you will see the hills on the map in brown color, and for the mountain dark brown color. That means we shade it in the dark brown, that is the mountains. And for high mountains they are purple or white color. Right? Now if we have to see the desert on the map, it will be in the color of light yellow. And if we have to see the river, ocean or the water area on the map, then you will see it in the blue and light blue color. So you just have to learn these all things and note down this in your notebook, so you can easily identify. Once you learn this, so you can easily identify or you can easily read the map with this particular color. Now once you get this all, the conventional symbols are there. That means the symbols which we use generally, which shows the particular place to us, for the general people, for the common people also, that is called conventional symbols. There are some common symbols that map makers all over the world have agreed to use. That means there are so many map makers, and that all map makers agreed to put the particular symbols to the particular things. If we have to show the parking area, then there is the P. That means all map makers have decided, all map makers have agreed to put the P symbol for the parking area. It is called conventional symbols. There are some common symbols that map makers all over the world have agreed to use. These symbols help us to understand the map better. That means that symbol which map makers have decided and agreed to put all over the world, that help us to understand map better. These are called the conventional symbols. If we know the symbols and the standard color used on the map, we can understand the map even if they are printed in a language we do not know. Once you will get this all the colors, for what, which color is using for hills, which color is there for desert, which color is there, and the symbols also, if you get the symbol for which things, for the railway station, for the school, these symbols are there, so you will get you will feel very easy to understand the map. And on the map we cannot write everything on the map. We cannot write everything on the map. It will become very difficult for you to understand the language. Where is river? Where is that? Once you will get this all the colors and all the conventional symbols, so very easily you can read the map and you can understand the map. A few common symbols are given. Some of these signs are seen on the roads too. Now see, if you go on the road, so some symbols are there. On the traffic rule, some symbols are there. On the zebra crossing, there are some symbols. So you can get what is the meaning of this symbol, because in all over the world, all the map makers agreed to put a particular symbols for the particular things. Now see, on the page number 212, you can see some symbols for streets. Waves lines are there, for the settlements there, bridge, for the bridge, which symbol is there all over the world, for the mountains, wave line, board, railway line, level crossing, for the post office, wave line, and railway station, international boundaries, temple, mosque, church, country capitals. Different symbols are there for all that things. Once you get this all the symbols, that means for the temple which symbol is there, for the post office which symbol is there, for the school which symbol is there, and for which features which color is there, so it will be very easy for you to get the maps. So these all symbols are called conventional symbols. Different kinds of maps show the different features. They may cover one particular theme, and hence they are called the thematic maps. See, there are thematic maps. There are three types of map. One thematic map, and one is relief map, relief map is there, and relief map and political map is also there. There are three types of maps available in the world. Political map. Now thematic map is, that means thematic map, they may cover one particular theme, and hence they are called thematic map. If one map is there and this map is just for the river, that means this map is just for the river, so only the theme of this map is river. The theme of the map is this river, so only you can see the rivers in this map. That's why it's called the thematic map, because the theme of this map is river. It's called the thematic map. If the hills and mountains are there, so only you can see the hills and mountain in that particular map. It's called the thematic map. Now in the relief map, what we can see, some may shows the physical features of a region. That means some places, region means some places, the physical features of some particular country, some particular place. That means the mountain, rivers and everything will come in the relief map. The physical features it shows. Physical features, that hill, mountains, plateaus and high mountain, desert, water area, that all comes in the physical features. So in this map you can just see the physical features, including the mountains, including the desert, including the water area and plain area. Everything you can see in the relief map. In the relief map we show the different physical feature of the particular area. Now on the political map we'll show the country. Now in the political map we show the country. See here also one map is there in your textbook. Political map is there, and here the relief map. One, you can see the relief map. The features are there of the particular India's features are there. And now in the second political map of India, you can see the different the country of map, their capitals and their particular areas, their boundaries, everything you can see in the political area. The different cities, different capitals and different states. Now using an atlas. An atlas provides maximum information within a minimum amount of space. An atlas, if you see below, we have seen the map also, we have seen. Now using an atlas, how to use the atlas. In the atlas you will get the maximum information in the maximum place. You will get the small information in the small space. So to get full advantage of an atlas, we must be able to infer what the colors and the symbol used stand for. Now here also that's the only the way in the atlas you have to first know these colors and the conventional symbols, then only you can get these all things very nicely and you can understand these all things very nicely. So get the full advantage of atlas, we must be able to infer what the colors and symbols used stand for. When we look at the physical map of India, we will able to say Delhi is located at 29 degree and 77 degree E. It is on the southern bank of the river Yamuna. That means once you get the conventional symbols and the color of the particular feature, so it is very it will be very easy for you to identify the particular city, to identify the particular states on the map. So the Yamuna flows southern eastwards to join the Ganga. Delhi is at the altitudes of 200 meter above the sea level and so on. We can also say the Chennai is at the sea level on the coast. Bangalore is at an altitude of 1000 meter, or that the Nilgiri are higher than the Aravalli ranges. We must study the conventional symbols, colors and refer to the index to be able to say all this. That means here also the only you should know this color and you should know all the symbols, so you can identify on the political maps. In the political map we have seen some states, their capitals and their boundaries are there, so we can see where is Delhi and where is Yamuna river, where is Ganga river, that all things we can nicely identify on the map. So I hope guys you all got this first lesson using a globe and map. Now it's time to your homework. The some exercise is given. Match the following. The features and the color is there. Common A, column A and column B. You have to complete that all homework in your notebook at home. This is your homework. I just write down on the board. Complete the exercise. Complete the exercises of given. Complete the exercise of given. In your notebook. Even you have to complete the answer also. Questions are there, fill in the blanks are there, choose the correct options are there, and answer the following sentences. 4 questions are there. You have to complete it in your notebook. So we'll meet soon in our next video, guys. I hope you all got this. Till then, bye bye. Take care.